This is music, and this is another gear video. Come on, man. Don't worry, this is not turning into some audiophile equipment review channel because, quite frankly, that stuff doesn't interest me and I don't know anything about it. However, I have been looking for a reliable portable cassette player so I can play and listen to and enjoy my cassette tapes while on the go. So I've tried out a bunch of different contemporary modern portable cassette players, and I have to be honest, they've all been utter crash. So I decided to bite the bullet and invest in a more expensive, more high-end one, the We Are Rewind portable cassette player. I even bought two of them. I really dig this uh, black and golden design. This is called the black and yellow model, and this dark gray one is called the Keith model. So, yeah, I've had these for a while now, and in this video, I'm going to share with you my impressions of them. I have played old cassette tapes on them, I've played new cassette tapes on them, I have played low quality cassette tapes, I've played high quality cassette tapes, I've played a whole bunch of different types of cassette tapes on them. So, these are my impressions um, of this We Are Rewind portable cassette player from a consumer's perspective, because I have to issue a disclaimer. I'm not an expert at all on audiophile equipment or even audio equipment. Doesn't interest me. Don't know anything about it. I can barely remember what equipment I have in my own stereo system, so I don't pretend to be an expert on this stuff. I'm just a consumer. I don't even have the ability to pick up on all the small audio details that audiophiles say they can hear. I cannot hear them, and when they talk about them, it means nothing to me. Secondly, this is not an analysis video either, because to me, with my professional background in research, in order to count as an analysis, whatever you're presenting has to be based on a well-designed method. You need a well-designed method of data analysis. You need a well-designed method of data collection, and you need a sufficient amount of data in order for whatever you're presenting to count as an analysis. If it doesn't have that, it's not an analysis, and this video does not have that. It's not even a review. So with that out of the way, what are my impressions of the We Are Rewind portable cassette player, which, by the way, uh, comes with or gives you the option of listening to it on analog headphones or on Bluetooth headphones. You can also record. I have not tried that because that's not my purpose, but you can record on it as well. Um, so, you know, it's branded as marrying old technology and new technology. And I guess, with Bluetooth connectivity, you got some new technology too. So I guess the most obvious thing is the design. Somehow We Are Rewind, they've managed to design a product which is at the same time sleek and clunky. And I think that's very impressive because, you know, apart from these very sturdy buttons, I really like the buttons. I like pressing them and stuff. You don't have any roundness on here. You don't have any curved corners or round corners or round lines or anything. It's all very angular and very sharp. And I know a bunch of people that have complained that this is too big to fit into a pocket. I don't have that problem actually because I have a bunch of M65 jackets. It's a model that was used by the US military for quite some time, and they have really huge pockets. So I can easily fit one of these into one pocket, and a handful of cassette tapes with the case and all in the other pocket. So I've actually had the opportunity to listen to more cassette tapes instead of just having to listen to the same one over and over again. So yeah, it's not a problem to me. The size, um, the opening mechanism is not. It's not a mechanism you have to open it manually. That's not a problem at all. And then of course you have this huge window where you can see the mechanics inside the portable cassette player, and that is cool. But to me, what I really appreciate about that big window is when I have the cassette tape in it and it's playing, I can actually see, how far it's progressed. I can see what's left on the spool and stuff. And that I find that really useful, especially if I'm listening to a tape I don't know that well. I don't know the songs that well and stuff like that. That's really useful. Um, I have found that when I pop the tapes in, I have to be a little bit careful because sometimes I pop it in at a wrong angle and then I can't close it. But I seem to remember that actually being a bit of a challenge back in the old Walkman days in the 80s, and with the Sony Walkman and the knockoff models. But overall, I actually quite like the design. I know, yeah, it's kind of clunky, uh, but I kind of like the kind of paradoxical design of it being sleek and clunky at the same time. Now, I just bought these two models here because, um, first of all, I bought them because they have an inbuilt lithium battery. So at some point, I will have to recharge them. This one actually ran out of juice yesterday, so I had to recharge that one. Um, so I bought them, first of all, two of them because I have one I can use while the other is recharging, and I can cycle between them. And secondly, I bought these two here because I like the design. I like those dark colors. For those of you who are more colorful people and more interesting people than me, they do have other models with colors on them. I think they have a yellow one and an orange one and a blue one, maybe some other color. But I like these dark colors, so that's why I bought these. So yeah, the design, yep, I like the design. So the important question is, of course, do I think they are just as trashy and garbagey as all the other contemporary portable cassette player models I have tried? Um, Now, the two major problems I've had with the other contemporary cassette player models I've tried. First of all, there's been a very loud interference from the mechanisms when playing a cassette tape um, and listening to it, either in the form of a loud buzz or a loud hiss or a loud hum. And if you think back to the good old Walkman days, there would always be a bit of a whoosh in the background when you listened to your Walkman, caused by, interference from, the motor and the mechanics in the Walkman or the portable cassette player. Now, um, back in the day, that was just a whoosh in the background. To me, it didn't really interfere with enjoying the music. Um, but like I said, in a lot of these modern portable cassette players, the buzz, the hiss, the hum, it's been too loud. It's been too annoying. It's interfered with my ability to enjoy the music. Now, these VR Rewind portable cassette players, when you listen to a cassette tape on these using analog headphones, there is a slight whoosh in the background, just like in the good old Walkman days. So that's actually not disturbing at all to me. When listening to them using my Bose Bluetooth headphones, there is no interference, no sound at all that I can pick up from the motor. The whoosh completely disappears. So I actually prefer listening to these using my earbuds. Now, some people say that, you know, analog headphones sound much better than um, Bluetooth ones. I don't know. I can't tell you. I can't hear any difference. So I prefer the Bluetooth headphones. Now, I have, like I said, Bose ones. I don't know the exact model, to be honest. And some people have actually said that with Bose uh, Bluetooth headphones, the connectivity is a bit of a problem. Um, I have not had major problems with it, but the connectivity is quite weak compared to, say, my iPhone. So, and I don't know if that's an issue with the Bose headphones or an issue with this or an issue of using Bose headphones with this because with my iPhone, I can leave it in a different room, like in the kitchen, and I can go into the living room and it doesn't cut out. Um, with these, I can leave it in the kitchen and I can't leave the kitchen, then the connectivity cuts out. So there's that to keep in mind. Also, I've experienced when I'm out and about and I have this like in the left pocket and I turn my head right, sometimes uh, the connectivity cuts out. And yeah, in the first couple of days, that was annoying, but then I got used to it, and I got used to kind of knowing, how to turn my head and stuff. So it's not been a problem at all. But I can imagine some people finding that irritating. But again, it's I don't know if it's the Bose headphones, if it's the connectivity uh, box in here, or whatever you call it, um, or if it's just a combination of this one and Bose earbuds. I don't know, but I like listening to this on my Bluetooth headphones. Uh, it's almost kind of a bizarre experience because I grew up with Walkman and knockoff models, more with knockoff models because we couldn't afford Sony Walkman. I've had some Sony Walkman, I've had some knockoffs. Back in the 80s. But it's a really bizarre experience to kind of like go through, the motions, like, opening it up, popping in the tape, and doing this with the sound and pressing the play button, all the old school 80s stuff. And then you don't have the cord leading up to your ear, you don't have those headphones. Uh, it's kind of a bizarre experience, this kind of marriage of old and new technology, but apparently it works very well for me. So, yeah, um, definitely, this is not trash. This, I think this is the solution that I have been looking for. Um, Another problem that I've had with the other contemporary cassette players is that they are not very consistent in the speed. Um, they often slow down. And I don't know if you've noticed, there's this hole right here, and there's a hole on this one too. And most of these portable cassette players have this hole. Uh, you can stick in a very small screwdriver, and you can actually adjust the speed here. And I tried doing that with the other portable cassette players I've had, and it didn't help. With these, I haven't had any problems with the speed at all. And I've had them for a couple of weeks now. So that's great. These are not trash. Now with the wow and flutter, I don't know. My ears are not fine-tuned enough to pick up on very small details in that. There are no audible wow and flutter effects on here to me, but I have primitive ears, I guess. So yeah, so that's cool. And the sound itself, it's good enough for me. I to my ears, this is high sounding quality you get out of these, but I'm not an audiophile. So yeah, like I said, this has not been an analysis video. This has not been a review. I'm not an expert, but I do think that what I have been looking for in a portable cassette player, and even what I didn't know I was looking for, I guess, I found that with these We All Rewind portable cassette players. There's another one out there. I don't remember what it's called. This is a French brand. There's a Chinese brand out there too, which they're a little bit smaller. Um, Theo, I think it's called. I might pick up one of those at some point if I feel like I need it. But for now, I'm really glad I picked these up. They are perfect for my primitive needs, so I'm glad I picked them up. So We Are Rewind to me is not a trashy or garbagey portable cassette player. It's really good. So there you go. Thanks for watching.